welcome to yet another Music Industry Monday. I think we're on Music Industry Monday number 34 now, which is pretty ongoing. He's got it. Everyone say hello to Kwame. Yeah. How are you tonight, Kwame? You good?
Lush.
Great. Okay. So Kwame, don't blush, is one of the best and top UK music managers there is, has been, will be. There you go. That's right. It was quite a short introduction, so we'll stop there. So shall I give a bit of a history of Kwame to the room? Don't get embarrassed.
Please go ahead.
So Kwame has been around the UK music industry since the 1990s at the very, very top end.
Very good. Very good.
Testing me on the history of Kwame.
That's impressive.
You're in a band called The Influence to begin with.
Yeah, for my sins. Yeah.
And who have you toured alongside as The Influence?
Oh, okay. En Vogue, Naughty by Nature, Prince, Michael Jackson, and James Brown, amongst others.
Amongst others. So we'll just stop there. So that's The Influence.
Yeah.
And then after The Influence, Kwame decided to go into music management, there or thereabouts.
Yeah.
You've worked with a lot of people. Do you want to tell everyone the Shola Ama story?
Okay, I'll do that.
Go for it.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. Okay, so I'll tell you what. Oh no! What about my phone?
What are you looking for?
It's all right. I need my phone.
Ipe, can you get his phone?
Yeah, I need my phone.
You don't need the phone to tell the story, though, do you?
Yeah, it's always no. Do you know what? I got it. It's fine.
He's got it.
Yeah. I've got too many pockets. That's my problem. Is I got too many pockets.
This is standard Kwame behaviour.
It really is. Okay, so how does it go? It goes Shola Ama. I was walking along in the tube.
Hammersmith
tube station. This is very, very true. I even got a question on this with Richard and Judy on TV in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, so I was at Hammersmith tube station. She was walking past me singing, but from behind. And I guess the thing about it is these things, there is a lot of fate in our music business. And sometimes I guess it's about being present and just being aware. Really, with her, producer at the time, and I just remember here thinking, whoever's singing has got an amazing tone. And I remember thinking her tone was just really, really good. But I also remember thinking, it sounds like a really young person. And then I remember thinking, if so, can I be bothered with all the rigmarole that goes with that? Because I'm going to have to contact her mum. So I was having this whole conversation in my head. And in the meantime, she was walking off. Right? So she walks off. And then I make the decision. I'm like, all right, go for it. So I ran up to the then ticket booth. We had that. We didn't have all the electronic stuff that you have now. And I went, got a physical ticket and ran past the ticket person, showed them it, and then went past and went to the first platform. I don't know if anybody knows about Hammersmith Tube. There's
too many platforms.
Yeah, there's quite a few platforms. I go to the first platform, ran down to that. There was no one on it. Ran up the stairs, ran down to the next platform. There was no one on that one. And then I looked and I saw right at the end there were these three girls stood. And I thought, okay, if a train comes, I'm buggered. But I ran up those stairs and run down and got to the end. I said, which one of you three was singing? And they said, it's this one in the middle. And I said, oh. I said, you? She said, yeah. I said, can you sing another song? So she sang Shaka Khan. No. First of all, she sang Brandy, I Want to Be Down.
Tune.
And I remember thinking, okay, if you're that good, you can sing that song. Okay, you're pretty serious. And then I said, okay, sing me one more. And I think she then sang me Sweet Thing. And I just remember thinking, hold on. I said to her, how old are you? And she said, oh, I'm 15 and a half. And she was singing this note perfect. And I was like, okay, stop. This is what? I said, all right, let me give you my number. I said, look, here's my number. I said, don't phone me immediately. I said, phone me in a week. I said, because if you're serious, I know you'll actually call in a week's time. Anybody can phone tomorrow. Anybody. But remembering to call in a week's time, especially when you're that young, it's quite a tricky thing to do. And it must mean that you really, singing's what you want to do. So she called in a week's time. I was in the studio, picked up, just said, all right, come down, let's do a vocal sort of check. So we mic checked her, basically just gave her some exercises to do. Basically, I just said to the team, I was with De-Influence Productions, who were like the squad that I was in, and we just said, all right, we'll start working on you. So we just started.
Cool. What about that for a story? Okay.
And that was it. So we did that. That then led, I guess, to this one. Is this right? Somebody. So we produced this record. This record goes on to stay in the top 10 for 2 months.
A long time. Yeah.
And break radio records and all sorts. And then after that, the next thing, I guess, was this, which was, at the time, was a bit of a risk because she had done a whole R&B album and blah, blah, blah. And second album had happened, first single had come out, done okay, not so brilliant in the UK, but across France and everything, it had done well, Then I commissioned this remix and then it kicked off.
If anyone's playing any garage tonight, this is what you're being benchmarked against. You've got a lot to thank this guy for, though.
Anyway, yeah. So that was, and then obviously that tune has kept her near enough employed for the last 20 years.
Yeah, just goes to show. Good song takes you a long way, like we've been discussing.
It does. It really, really
cool.
does.
So that's the Shola Ama incredible Kwame story.
Yeah, that's the Shola Ama story.
Cool. So
there are others.
There are others. We're going to run out of time. Others. It's already 6:20. So you discovered Mvula. Everyone aware of Mvula? Yeah. Nods. Of course, absolutely incredible artist. It's another Kwame Discovery Development project.
That one came after. Yeah. Okay, so Laura. I wouldn't have got Laura. Laura Mvula is an incredible talent.
Yeah.
Like mind blower. Like this is a person, a lot of the time people will sit and they'll go, oh, Green Garden and, etc. But I think what a lot of the time people don't understand is that she writes, produces, plays.
Everything.
She'll just do the lot. Do you know what I mean?
Take me outside, sit in the green garden. Nobody out there, but it's okay now.
Such a good record.
Bathe in the sunlight, don't mind if rain falls. Take me outside, sit in the green garden.
Anyway, I digress. Look, that she. So when I got the demo, by the way, the demo is not that far off of this. When she played, the demo wasn't that far. So I was in Los Angeles and got an email from the producer that I was looking after. I still am looking after, actually, Steve Brown, and he just said, "Look, Kwame," and he wrote, "Please listen to this." And I was like, Steve never does that.
I know.
Never does that. So I was like, all right. So I listened to it and it had, 2 tunes on it. And one of them was a track called She and the other track was Green Garden. And I was like, I mean, I was shocked to my core. I just remember every hair on my arm standing up and just being like, right. And I said, right, get me a number now. So he did. Now, I had no care for the time because I was in Los Angeles. So I phoned it. It must be, I don't know, 1 a.m. or something in the UK. And she or 12, should I say 12. And she picked up and we had a conversation for an hour. And by the end of the conversation, I said, have you got a manager? And she said, no. I said, well, you have now. And she was
It's that easy.
and she was like, okay. She was like, let's go for it. And so we did. And, you know, maybe 8-9 months later, I had her a deal with RCA and then we set about it. So we ended up with obviously top 10 album and, you know, all sorts of accolades for her and all sorts. But yeah, I mean, it was a mad ride. I mean, I did 5 years of Laura Mvula, and it was an incredible ride and amazing. But yeah, Rumer was before it. Again, this is another thing. It's like a lot of the time, you know, people miss various bits out. Without Rumer, I don't think I would have got Laura because I'd learned so much from doing the Rumer project. And again, that was a project that the music industry is all sorts of ists. You know what I mean? So it's ageist, you know, it's all sorts of ists in there. And Rumer was a singer who, you know, had 10 years she'd been looking for a record deal. And I came across her because I did a thing called Kwame's Question of the Day on Facebook.
Which you still do now, don't you?
Occasionally, yeah.
What question number are you on now?
Oh, it's 4,700 and something. But then it was question 90, I think. It's either 70 or 90. It was like, who's the most underrated person that you know? And 2 people from my friends group just said, oh, you know, there's this singer and I think you should check her out. And both of them were talking about the same person, but from 2 completely different areas. So one was, she was from Liverpool, and then the other person was from south of France. And they were like, you need to, and I was like, hold on, 2 people that I know, both talking, both who don't really know each other, both talking about this same singer. And I pressed, there was a link through, and it didn't even go to a correct sort of SoundCloud page. It was all a bit odd. But I heard these 4 or 5 songs and I thought, oof, there's something here. Then I met her and she gave me a CD and I was still a bit unsure. And I'd put the CD on and I was listening to the CD and I remember thinking, yeah, it's all right. And I got to the second tune and I left my computer on the ground, gone to make some food or something. Came back and my wife was sat with the headphones on and she just said, what do you reckon? I said, it's all right. It's good, you know. But I said, I'm still not, I need the one song to just, and she was like, hold on. She said, have you listened to the 3rd song or 4th song or something like that? And I was like, no, I haven't got that far. She said, have a listen to this. And I went and I listened. There was a track called Slow. And I heard it. I was like, stop the press. You know, it's one of those. And then, you know, so I went, go deal with Atlantic Records. I'm shortening it. It took actually 22 showcases to land the deal with Atlantic Records. And then we got the deal with Atlantic and then the album gone on, sold 1 million.
This is exactly why Kwame's here, not Maura, his wife. His wife's not here, but Kwame's ears, if they're not insured, should be, because you've got ears of gold dust and he's just proved that. So what we're going to do, and I know quite a lot of you have passed in your tunes, the whole point of Music Industry Mondays is to connect everyone together, connecting you with Kwame and so on. So we're going to do a bit of a blind playback.
Oh, wow.
So it's blind. So we're going to have the track from the back when we're ready. Right. And then we're going to listen to, we don't have, you know, a million years. So we're going to listen to, you know, minute and a half.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
How long have we got today altogether?
We've got probably about 15 minutes, 30 minutes. See how we get. There's about 10 tracks so far?
No, altogether. I mean, as in, how long's this session for? The whole thing. I don't just mean the listening. I mean, the whole talk.
So once we've had a bit of a listen, then we're going to go into an open mic.
Yeah.
So
questions. Got it.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Okay. So it's going to be blind. So if you think this is, we can't see, and obviously I'm just here to facilitate. But if your track gets played, what we're going to do at the end, after we've listened to enough of it, we're going to ask you to put your hand up, and then Kwame will dish out the real talk.
Go ahead.
Okay, let's hit it. First track. Let's go. Cool, let's have it there. Nice one.
Okay.
Whose track is that? Stand up. Put your hand up. Woo! Yeah.
What do you want to know?
Anthony.
What do you want to know? Sorry, I can't really see you. Sorry? Overall opinion. Okay. Okay. If that was one of my producers and they come and they played me that tune, immediately I would say, okay, so what you have to find for that is you have to find a vocalist. The vocalist that you have to find probably should be in the Cat Burns area. I would also say to the producer, being yourself, is make sure that you've got demarcated lines for the vocalist to sing in, which are more emptied out. So maybe not have the arpeggio like the whole way through. Do you see what I'm saying? Maybe not. Maybe have areas that are just a bit more sparse so that the vocalist can, do something. Also, I'd probably, when it came to those sections, have just a tiny bit of less of the bass drum pattern. Do you know what I mean? Because at the moment you've got, it's a bop, all of that, right? But you need just a bit more space to allow the vocal to do its thing. And then maybe when the chorus comes back in, then you can have, the bass drum pattern as it is. Do you know what I mean? Don't be afraid of dropouts don't be afraid of dropouts when it comes to the final thing. If you come to a part where the vocalist is singing a particular line or something, don't be afraid to drop in the snare out, drop in the bass drum out, and drop in the hi-hat out. Fine. Allow space. It's a good thing. The backing track's cool. It's all down to who the top line person is.
Great feedback. Yeah, round of applause.
All down to who the top line. Whoever the top line, just make sure. And also, I think the one other thing to just bear in mind is that, don't be afraid to give it to 3 vocalists.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Just literally. And then just sit and go, okay, whoever's best gets it. Thank
cool.
you.
Next one. Cool.
Tan fácil que es, si ella me llama, yo estoy a sus pies. Y si la llamo, nos vemos después.
Is that Spanish?
Hizo terapia, la excusa otra vez.
Whose is this?
Subo una foto y me pone grave. Cuando no
Ghost.
me dice dale, yo en privado
Yours.
quiere que la grabe. Rico pa' rico y el que sabe, sabe.
Can't hear. Could you stop it just a second? Could you stop it a second? Thank you. Go ahead. What are you saying?
Are you his rep? Do you represent him?
All right, we'll play it a bit. I'm not going to do too much because.
Wait, if he's not here, let's.
Yeah. I'm like, move
do you
on.
want to? Shall we move on?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry.
Can't do blind.
Snooze, you lose.
Lights in my eyesight. I'm not feeding this party. So high when I'm outside with a spliff and Bacardi. White lines in the bathroom. Hope nobody sees me. Like, oh, but they tease me. Oh, you leave me all on my own where it's easy. And now it ain't easy. Life for the party, I'm more like the boy in the corner. Baited, I'm sleazy, debating on TVs. I don't really watch news. Out of the pictures, in a high altitude. Don't try to speak to me, I don't like your attitude. Like these social events, don't want your fake love, I'm part of it all. It depends, don't get caught with our pens. Depends on control, don't get caught in that lens. Camera lights and action. Smile for the pictures, so just acting. Strobe lights in my eyesight. I'm not feeding this party. So high when I'm outside with a spliff and Bacardi. White lines in the bathroom. Hope nobody sees me. Like, oh, but they tease me. Oh, you leave me all on my own where it's easy. Easy. Yeah. Antisocial. Walk through the streets with my head down low, but watch for the fiends trying to jam my coat. Don't get me wrong, I still slap that hoe. This how I ride that flow. Please tell a man that smoke, time flies low. This how the life I roll. So I guess I'm not off our course, but don't judge a book by its cover. Lambs to the slaughter, we divided pounds to the quarter. Yeah. Strobe lights in my eyesight.
Cool.
I'm not
Cool.
feeding
Thank you,
this
Sean.
party.
Okay.
Who's that?
Who's this?
Woo, Peter, stand up, man. Come on.
Stand up.
Nice. Give him a round of applause.
Well done. Look, listen, and by the way, anybody that plays their stuff here raw live, I give full respect to, because it's not easy. You know, putting yourself out to just some random just talking about it is not easy.
I mean, you're not just some random though.
No, but you know what I mean? It's like it's hard is what I'm saying. Listen, or even better, you know, double round of applause. But look, my thing here goes, the thing that I like about it is also something. It's almost like it's also something that other people won't like about it. What I like about it is that actually it's kind of like out there by itself. You know, it's not really trying to kind of reach into anyone's pocket and be commercial. It's not really trying to, you know, it's just doing its thing, right? So from that side, I think it's good. The hard thing about that is it's a tougher ask radio-wise, right? But the good thing about it is that you enter into the arena with that emblazoned across your forehead, which is, I don't care. Now, there's something that's quite liberating about kind of going, I don't really care, because what it means is that you've got to find your own marketplace, you've got to find your own sort of fan base, niche set of people. You know, you're the kind of person that I'd imagine like Slow Tie, kind of all up in that kind of area and situation. Do you know what I mean? Hack Baker, kind of, yeah.
He manages him.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. So, do you know what I mean? It's like that. It's, you know what I mean? You're kind of in that original kind of space. It doesn't, you know, and that's a good place to be. It is a good place to be. Like, the thing about it though is, you know, you can't go expecting handouts from radio or handouts from blah, or even necessarily, you know, viral things happen, like whatever. You know, it's just that thing of you're out on your own and you've got to make your own luck. You've got to make your own everything. But that's not bad. It's quite a liberating place to be. Yeah, it's quite liberating if you look at it that way. Do you know what I mean? I always say just don't expect, like with that, you almost got to think about it as radio, blah, all of these things that are off the table, you know? And if I get lucky, if Six Music decides to play me, great. If, you know, even if One Extra decides to play me, all right, cool, whatever. But I'm not expecting it, you know? And then that way you can forge your own, because it's the kind of stuff, you know, I saw Slow Tie at Glasgow. Kids have ripped it. Do you know what I mean? But that's the situation.
Great feedback. Nice one. Woo. Next track, smash it.
Now you know to never be alone. The scariest of places ever known. But only when you ever touch your soul will you find out where do you belong. When the moon sits in the sky so bright, you glare into the ceiling till you light. Stand outside and stare into moonlight to turn it into a monster's paradise. Never be alone. Where you belong. The scariest of places ever known. Never be alone. Where you belong. The scariest of places ever known. Ever known. Ever known.
Cheers, Sean.
Yeah.
Woo. Nice.
Okay.
Who was that? Who was that? Stand
Who
up.
was that?
Nice one. Woo. Yeah.
So who was producing it? Was that you? Yeah. Well, you're the best so far.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah. Woo. Yeah. You're singing. Who's singing? You're singing. Yeah. Yeah. You're good. Yeah. You're good. Look, there's obvious comparisons. I'm not going to say the BE person. All right. I'm just going to leave it there. Okay. But the thing is there is a group of, you know, Halsey, various people that all kind of are in and around that area. So there's room. The thing that you're probably going to need to do is find one other thing to differentiate. So for instance, again, if you were my client, I'd probably say, oi, contact, there's a string arranger called Stephen Hussey. I'd say contact him and I would work with him to get some really good string arrangements around it. Pay for them too and just do it. Because that will take what you're doing just and give it something other than just being in the electronic sphere. Yeah? And it just differentiate you a bit. But it's yours is good. It's like it's good and in a way, almost for the opposite reason to you, right? Yours probably would stand a chance radio-wise. But you would, because of the BE, you would have to, you know what I mean? You'd have to craft your way to that. Whether it's using social, are you on socials or not? Yeah. Yeah. Whether it's through social media or whatever, you need something that will just differentiate you in as many different ways as possible. Because the simple truth is that the BE has been around for a little bit of time now, even though the BE is still quite young. You know, that person's been around for a little while now. So, you know, there's room, because ultimately they've created a soundscape that many people now can walk through. And that is all I will say.
Cool. Round of applause. Amazing. Cool. Let's have a next one, please, Sean.
Oh, and actually, stop a second. Sorry. I'd have to retract one second. I wouldn't say the best so far. What I'd say is probably the most, I'd say, almost like advanced so far, as in you can kind of see the track that you're on really, really like clear. Really, it's like, you know, really clear. Sorry, go ahead. I will.
I thought of all the words I heard you say. Voices in my head. All this time I've asked myself, if you ever stop and think about my health, I just want to know, was it all a show? The venom in your words broke me down as I lost control. To realize that you said those lies took me a while, 'cause I was hypnotized. But now I know that when the curtain falls, I'll write a song about a broken love. Sidewinding joy, you treat me like a toy, leaving me no choice to give it all up. So I just stand by myself, put love against what I felt. You tricked me to the stairs, baby. I know you see me now. To realize that you said those lies took me a while, 'cause I was hypnotized. But now I know that when that curtain falls, I'll write a song about a broken love, and I'll feel free. So let me be haunted up my
God, I've got so many things to say about it.
Cool. Who's that?
Who's that?
Who's that?
Who's that?
Yeah.
Okay, well done.
Woo!
Okay, so firstly, is that you singing? I did everything. So you did everything on it? Okay. Okay. So, all right. Wow. So which country are you from? Yeah. Do you speak Spanish? Okay. Yeah. Okay, so look, the interesting thing top line wise, harmony wise, what's going on the top, the kind of celestial kind of sounds that are there roaming along the top, all of that kind of stuff, you go to yourself, ooh, yeah, good. But this is one of those instances where, oh, by the way, who stood at the back there? Look, what? If you, come here. Come on. Don't worry about it. Yeah, you too, ma'am. Yeah. Come. Don't worry. Yeah. Come. And the three, whoever stood by that door.
She's doing social media stuff.
You're doing social media. All right. Yeah, it's fine. Who stood at the back there at the door? Come on. All right. Fine. Fair enough. I can't. What about you? Yeah, come on, man. Yeah, it's like there's a chair. Yeah, like get warm, man. Anyway, look. Right, back to it. There is... la. Thank you. So, look. Top end stuff, I go, yeah, okay, cool. And I go, demo-wise, I go, all right. I go, final recording, I reckon you can get what you're doing even better if you spend longer on it. Because the kind of area that you're going to, harmonies-wise, needs real attention. Real attention. You've got to literally try and kill people with your harmonies. Because you've got a good understanding of where you want to go with them. It's quite, it's ethereal and whatever. It's good. Okay? The one area I reckon that you could do better in, and this is where, with your gen, it's quite tricky because a lot of y'all have been brought up on with a computer in front of you, which is 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. But yet, when you look in the song credits for any of the acts that you like, and you go and you look at the producers and the writers, what do you see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then on the producer, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? That's what you see. So all I'm saying is that's what you're up against. So what you've got to do is kind of go, hold on a minute. There's something in that. And bring it to your game. So what I mean by that is, you know what? Maybe you're not the person to do the drums and bass programming. Maybe... I know. Don't worry, I can tell. I know that ahead, right? So my thing goes, go see this guy, because your drum and bass programming is nuts, yeah? Go see him. And then go and see her.
That's what we're talking about.
Because you know what? Her programming is off the scale. So you've already got like 1 and 2. Do you see what I'm saying?
It's the point of these events, folks.
A lot of the time, our immediate circles, right? And people might have said it, they might have said it before, I don't even know. But your immediate circles, right? There is gold in your immediate circle. Really. A lot, and the thing is, people are always like, yeah, but I want to get to blah. And I want to get to blah. And show me blah. And what about like this? And I'm like, no. Just look in the seat next to you and the seat next to that. Because usually the person that is going to become the next blah is probably just there.
Excuse me.
Do you know what I mean? I will go to you. Okay, how many people do you know in this room? A bunch. Okay, how many people in this room know him? Okay, so to me, you've got some work to do. Do you know what I mean? That means people who don't know you, you need to get to know. Because already, there's 2 people that have played things here that, you know what, maybe you could do with their assistance. And that's the thing. So all I'm saying is and I can say that with regards to me, a lot of the time in our immediate circles, there were people that, you know what, maybe you gave a leg up too early on, they gave a leg back up to you, and then, you know what, when it comes to their time there, and they're like, oh, I remember, oh, yeah, come, let's... And that's what happens. So, yeah. Okay?
Wicked.
It's all right.
Woo! Yeah, nice one. Okay, next track, Sean. Turn it up. You're up, stand up. Woo!
Again, a good one.
Use your mic.
Yeah, again, a good one. It's a good one. It's a good one. Because the thing is, like, it's a weird one. For my tastes, I would say you need one more section. Because I reckon if you have one more section, you kind of, and I'd almost go, really take your time on getting that section. You know, if you do it first of all and you're like, it sounds all right. If you hear the words all right cross your mind, chuck it. Like, you got to be like, when that section comes in, you're like, whoa, like that. And when it comes out as well and goes back into the song, you like that. So when you've got that going on, then you know it's right. But personally, I think it's like one more section. The truth is, though, you could get away with it just like this. You could. But there's a part of me that goes, I don't know. I think if you've got that much musical ability that you did this, did you play the guitar? Or some of it was samples? And where were the drums? Were they sampled or were they programmed? Not sample pack. I have to check these things these days, man, because, you know. Anyway, but yeah. Yeah. And bass, did you play the bass? Synth, yeah. Look, you know, it's a lot of goodies there. You got a lot. There's a lot of goodies in that. It really is. You know, the harmony, the blood, whatever, as well. the fact that you've got another harmony that comes in sort of a little further down, and again, it's a spine tingler, and you're like, oh, okay, fine, good. So all of that is good. And you could get away with it just as it is. But it's whether you want to get away with it or whether you want to, I'm always like, push it. Push it. And it's difficult for me because the truth is, as you know, having worked with Laura Mvula is a specialist that you're going this way. You think that she's going to stay on it and she just goes, actually, no. And she goes, you're like, whoa! That's what happens. And to me, it's like you can afford to do that, but in your own way, obviously. But you can afford to do that.
By the way, Kwame does actually make that sort of noise when he hears something that's really good.
Yeah.
I've witnessed it inside her house. It does happen.
Enough times. But yeah. So, it's good. Yeah, lit. The standard today is no joke. You've got some people here.
We're doing something, huh? This is the point.
Definitely. I can't grumble.
Good. Don't
Go
like
ahead.
grumbly.
Well done.
Next one, Sean, hit it.
Yeah.
Who's that? Stand up, come on. Woo! Yeah.
What's quite interesting about it is there is something quite Minneapolis about it. I don't know if you're a Prince fan. Nah, you should listen to it. You should, without a doubt, because something that you're doing causal wise is actually quite Minneapolis. It's quite sort of Prince, quite, so you've got that going on. So I would highly suggest you take down the name Prince and go and listen to his albums 1, 2, and 3, basically. Okay, his first 3 albums. You like drill? Yeah, you can tell. Now, the good thing about that is, what I like is kind of, you've got this kind of musical element thing going on over here. It's quite sort of electronic and blah, blah, blah. But then also you've kind of got this thing whereby you could almost imagine like a greasy rapper really going on your stuff at the same time, So I like that about it. So much depends on who you get to top line, what you're doing, So much depends. Who would you imagine to go on it? If you're going to choose an artist, who would you say?
Pick.
Anybody? Yeah. Okay, well, that's all right. I mean, sorry, go on. I don't know. Not because I don't like Usher. I like Usher, but I don't know. I'm looking for maybe somebody just a bit newer. Mm-hmm. Give me someone else. Anybody? Sorry? Yeah. Probably Dave, I can imagine. Yeah. Yeah, Angel, for sure. You could lace that, for sure. It's that, to me it's like, look, you know what I mean? already in here, people have come with some suggestions, and it's kind of like, all right, don't go to that person, Dave. Go to whoever the next Dave is, and look for them, and then go, oi, go on. Good backing track though. Backing track's solid.
What I would say, folks, is that we have an open mic performance opportunity. And just a quick story from when I used to work with Kwame.
Go on.
When I worked with Dallas Austin and Kwame were working with me at the time and looking after me, one thing we used to do was whatever we finished in the studio used to be in a nightclub, and we used to go and take the track and put it on a USB, go to the CDJs and try it in the club. Just a section. We'd give it to the DJ and say, mix into that, mix out of that, and just see if it worked on the dance floor or not. And you'd know very quickly if it didn't. You can try the same thing here. If you've got an instrumental backing track, think about all these people in the room. You've got top liners, you've got rappers, you've got everyone. Stick it on the desk, say it's instrumental, see if someone wants to come and spit over it, whatever. Try it out.
Yeah. I've got questions, by the way, for you. Have you put stuff out on Spotify? What's your streams like? Have you put stuff out on Spotify? Okay. Have you put stuff out on Spotify? What, that tune? How's it? Do you know? Are you on Spotify for artists? Yeah. It's Spotify's tricky. It's tricky, but it's what we have. So, but yeah, okay, all right.
Nice tune.
Nice one. Well done.
6 months ago, I left you behind, fighting all the battles in my mind. Your crazy ways changed the way I was, 'cause your anger caused the pain that I felt. This is so hard.
Sean.
Okay, sorry. There's a reason for me doing that. Not to do
Method
with
in
the
madness.
All right. Okay, who played the first song? The first one.
First track.
What's your name? Sorry? Anthony. Okay, and who played the second one? Who was the second after Anthony?
Yeah, no, one after that, because we'll come back to that.
After that.
Was, yeah, it was, yeah. No, yeah, but he wasn't here, so we skipped. So it was you.
Desroy, okay. Okay, so then after Desroy, who was that?
Yeah.
Weirdly, I've got somebody for you to work with who's called Molly. Bizarre. Anyway, but yeah. And then
I'm used to this now.
who was next after
Natal. Yeah.
Natal? Okay, and then who was after Natal? Yeah. Ryan. Okay.
Had one more.
And then after Ryan was S-H-I-N-A, Sheena. Okay. Who's the guy? What's he called? That's it. Who's Desiree again? Is that you? Okay.
This bit's going to look great when we watch the video back.
It's all right. Just cut it out. It's fine. All right, let's go. Sorry. Thank you. You can tell my folks are from
6 months ago,
South Africa.
I left you
Always using clicks.
behind, fighting all the battles in my mind. Your crazy ways changed the way I was, 'cause your anger caused the pain that I felt. This is so hard to comprehend. I'm lost and confused, all in my own head. This is so hard to let you go. Why is it breaking my heart? Because I'm so done with you. Strangers to friends, friends into lovers, lovers to enemies. No one ever noticed what you did. Lying ain't the way that it should be. You hid away like I was in the wrong, 'cause you never wanted not to be the one. This is so hard to comprehend. I'm lost and confused, all in my own head. This is so hard to let you go. Why is it breaking my heart? Because I'm so done with you. Strangers to friends, friends into lovers, lovers to enemies. Heads up in the clouds, so over it now. Now you're not around. Lovers to enemies. You took me for granted, crying on the bathroom floor, trying to save us, baby. You knew me, saying all these things now just to play the victim. Strangers to friends, friends into lovers, lovers to
Cheers, Shaw.
Thank you kindly.
Woo! Who is it? Stand up, stand up.
And who was that? Sorry, and your name is? Yasmin. Okay, so you're singing? Are you doing the whole thing? Ah, I see. Culprit. All right. All right. What? It's a tough one because your voice, you've got a very, we used to say, you're blessed with a radio tone. Your voice is really clear.
Recording voice.
Recording voice, exactly. So you're blessed with that. That's something that some people have either got or they haven't got. It's just one of those things. You know how it is. You can hear somebody busking in the tube, right? And people will go past them and say, oh, I've got a really good voice. But when you put them on a mic in a studio, you listen to it back and you're like, no. Do you know what I mean? It's just so. Whereas with yours, you're like, yeah, you've something in here works. Frequency wise is very, very clear. So much depends on what you want to do. Like in this here modern world, you can either be like, do you know what? I'm going to try my luck with featuring on things, or what I want to do is I just want to do my own sort of sound before I feature on something, or I don't want to feature on anything. I just want to do my own sound, or there are so many, do you know what I mean? Different things that are, what's your... Yeah. The only reason I say that is because, sometimes featuring is a double-edged sword as well, right? On the one hand, I'd always say if you're going to go down the features route, almost have an alias name for your features and then have your own name for your own stuff. And the reason I say that is because the world's changed a lot since streaming sort of first hit us. When streaming first came, everybody was like, I've got to have everything under just one name and whatever. But now we're in a place where some acts have got like 7 different projects on the go. And they're fine to be named different things in each one. Do you know what I mean? And if you then want to do the reveal and sort of go, yeah, I'm actually that, but I'm also this as well, that's up to you. But if you want to keep them separate, you can. But what it does is it gives you the option. So that's what I would say. That's if you want to do the features. Also, what it does is, by separating those, what it does is it means that your own profile on Spotify is sort of sacred ground. You know what I mean? It means that just your own things can go through it, is what I would say. You've kind of, hook-wise, it's good. It feels early. How many recordings have you done? You've done loads. Yeah. I was going to say, it feels early to me. It feels like you're just on the yellow brick road, but literally you've just got there, you got your red slippers and you're like, whoa, So it's kind of like, so to me, I'm like, take the trip, you know what I mean? But experiment. Do you know what I mean? You should be working, again, every one of the people that's played stuff in here, let me do a tune with you.
I didn't pay him to say that, I promise.
So, do a tune, just experiment. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and feel, free to do that and whatever. And then if something comes from it where you're like, ooh, yeah, okay, then you can be like, okay, I want to do more in that area or more in this area. You don't have to commit yet. So all I'm saying is just be free, because a lot of the time people, I find especially now, a lot of people will close off like really, really early. They'll be like, oh yeah, I've done this tune. What? I've got to put it up. Then suddenly it's, something, and you've got loads of your mates who, I'll be honest, mates can be your worst enemies. And I don't mean to say that because mates will want to be mates to you, right? So they want to encourage everything that you're doing, especially on social media. So you put something up, a clip of something, and everybody's going to say, it sounds fantastic. Mega. Legend. All of this. And I'm like, you're not helping the person, especially if it's their first few things. What should be being said is, you know what? It's good. It's early days, but it's good. But, friends are, a lot of friends aren't going to say that. They're just going to be, it's incredible, And I'm like, nah, it's early days. Just stay on the path. And you know what? In a year and a half's time, you're going to, it's going to bang. You know what I mean? You're going to, woo, So that's what I would say. Don't be afraid of experimentation. Experiment. And you will know when it's like actually like, yo, this is my thing. You will know, because the weird thing about when that happens is suddenly everything moves really quickly, and you're like, oh, it's almost like you're trying to catch it, and it's a greasy tadpole, and you can't keep a hold of it. That's when you're kind of like, okay, I've got to follow this. That's the vibe. Okay.
Cool. Okay, Sean, how many we got? Because I think we got time for one more. Okay. Whoa. Okay.
Come on in. I'm going to be quick. I'm going to go.
Okay, stop a second. Right. We're gonna do the proper A&R thing of 1 minute, 1:30. If you don't see him dancing around like he is.
Come on in. Let's go.
Okay, I'm timing it. Go.
like scissor. All my niggas know about Sams and spinners. Are they no blue like Principal Skinner? I've been eating instrumentals like dinner. Chatting on a gang like turn to a swinger. He out the Paris, washed up on simmer. And I can put the pussy on Thames like Clipper. 4 or 5 guys should I bust that trigger. I devise lies that make me a winner. And I define sounds when I bust that spinner. Southside nigga, only got love when that pack got bigger. Eastside baby, London raised me. And we got caught up in a national gravy bar. Not yet, not yet, not yet.
Thanks, Sean.
Okay, sorry, who was that, sir?
Who's it? Stand up, stand up.
Who's that?
Stand up, Val. Come on.
That?
Woo!
So it's you. I was going to say, because if you're using the N-word, then man was about to bring out all manner of warfare tools.
And then we would have cut.
All right. Okay. Yeah. The beats really good. Beats good. I would almost say that again. So much with this is about who. Sorry, so much with that is about what the surround is. Do you know what I mean? Now, when I say that, what I mean is, who is that? One person rapping? Is that a few? It's just one. Again, it's like, what's it? You know, like Last Night in Paris or whatever. You know, like that. Like there was a sort of a group of people that all hang together, that all do stuff on each other's things. It's almost like, with music like this, that's what helps to be attached to. So if it's coming from something, like a movement that's already happening, there's like this sort of unstoppable ball of energy, then great. And it's a lot easier. I'm going to have to finish up because he's looking at me funny. But it's basically, that's it. So the beat's good. You don't be one-dimensional when it comes to producing, as in look for many other crews, blah, this, that, X, Y, Z. Because you do a kind of party beat almost like really, really well. So just do more of it, but with lots of different people. And that's, I would say, I could go on, but I shan't, because let's go to the next one.
Nice one.
All right.
Cheers.
We assume that's why she's here tonight. Wanted me to hold on to a tie, but I can't. I got going with this right. What's right? The fact you're with him, you want me? Is it a fact that make time for you? If he doesn't, is it less or is it something? I know you've been hurt. That's why I put aside my phone, pen, and pencil. Whenever you're around, I make you the prime focus of my initial essential. Understand that? Always on my grind, I put the rest behind it. Give me a sign, you still the one that's continue to climb. And baby, I'll put another rhyme in the next line, but how we closely shine. Hold on a second, I see us as only a vision. It happens around midnight.
Okay, stop there.
My eyes tied. That's when I see.
Okay, so who's this? Okay, what I would say again is I'll go see this guy. You're getting a lot of work, but I'd tell. Finn co-produced. He co-produced what? Your track. Well, go and see you and Finn. You know, because again, I would say clearly the person, you know, the kind of spoken word style rap kind of thing is where they're going, but audio quality wise, right, they're way ahead. So I'd go see them. Like, I'll just be like, right, hook me up. Come on. You know. Yeah, I'd go there.
Oh, wait for that bit.
Yeah, it's like low, buried. Like, you can't be shy in this biz, man. It's like, you know what I mean? I want to hear it. Let's go. I've got an amount of time. Go. You know. So anyway.
Cool. Next one.
Let's go.
I'll
every time she smiles is what I wish you'd see. When you look at me, just got to be.
Cool, thanks.
Who's that?
Who's that? Come on. Yeah. Woo!
Yes, well done. Well done. So, original, definitely. I would definitely. Who's doing everything?
First, I would have to say I'm a performer and a songwriter. I'm not looking to be a producer.
Yeah. Yeah, but that. Yeah, again, it's good because that's an honest appraisal, and really, that's what I would have said. I would have gone, okay, quite clearly, songwriting-wise, you've got something going on. The way, you know, you kind of go into the chordal changes and come out of them, and you've clearly got something going on. Who played the guitar? Right. Okay. So again, you know what you're doing on that front. You're a classic case of a person that needs to work with somebody. You know what I mean? So you know, salt, pepper. You got to find whoever pepper is. You got to find, and that's the situation. Condiments on the table. You got to literally. You got to find them. So that's the situation, because you've clearly got something going on with your top lining and whatever, even with your stuff. Do you listen to the Cocteau Twins? You write it down.
Yeah.
You need to go listen to the Cocteau Twins. COCTEAU and then Twins. Because I think you'll absolutely love them. You know. Yeah.
Cool. Amazing. Well done, Daisy. Hit it, Sean.
Get your head blown. When you're on the road, you have to make that dough. Get back home, then you know you have to flip that phone. Who told you, yo, come out your comfort zone? Told you already ain't safe. Bring out the safe, in fact. Give me that watch, go reach for the soul, yo, flip that lock. Give me everything in the store you got. Give me that brain, give me that talk. Give me that cash, give me that guap. Can go to sleep, but the money don't stop. Get greedy, yeah, get your head bust. Then you know it's in God we trust. If I hit this shot, yo, won't be luck. Waking up at 4 is a must. Till you get the Midas touch. What you doing today, yo, not much. Going up cunts, gotta make this bread have to munch. Best stock or you end up lunch. Brucey taught me how to 1-inch punch. Never will I ever, yo, speak in tongues. Platinum boy, I want tons. Siri, all of these man are my sons. If you ask me, yo, I want a refund. If you walk for the low, yo, can't return. I'm the light and the spark, can't be burnt. Today I must learn, fill up the urn. Now it's my turn. Yeah, get your head blown. When you're on the road, you have to make that dough. Get back home, then you know you have to flip that phone. Who told you, yo, come out your comfort zone? Told you already ain't safe. Bring out the safe, in fact. Give me that watch, go reach for the soul, yo, rip that lock. Give me everything in the store you got. Give me that brain, give me that talk. Give me that cash, give me that guap. You can go to sleep, but the money don't stop. Come back.
Yeah, look,
Okay.
Is that you? Yeah, I would have said. No, the good thing about it is that direction-wise and everything, it's like you kind of, you know, you know where it's going. You kind of know what it's about. It's like all of those things. So, in terms of its own sense of identity, all of that's there. The only thing that I'd advise you more on is audio quality when it comes to the production end, right? And it's a weird one because you can't lose the rawness. The rawness is part of the appeal. So there's a very fine line that you're going to have to walk, which is that thing that goes, it's raw, it's new, all of that. But at the same time, even production-wise, I find it interesting that I'm talking to you about sound and that thing keeps going, ding, 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 right? But do you know what I mean? It's like yeah. Do you know what it's like? It's like, let's go back in time. Dizzy, when it first came, I love you. Like, when it came, it was like, so like, whoa! You see, you see what I mean? So this is what I'm saying. It's like, you know what I mean? When he came with that, it was like, whoa, because it was so angular. It was so like, you know, that it came. It's like, you know, It was like that, literally. But it worked, you know, for him. So I'm saying it's almost like you've got to just find your equivalent. Yeah, your equivalent. Because what you're doing on the top is like raw. It's like, whoa, you know, shoulders, everything. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, but so you just got to make sure, yeah, you just make sure that your undercarriage is like pristine is the word. So it's dirty but clean, pristine. Yeah. All right.
Okay. We've got one more, Sean. One more. Nicer hit. Yeah.
Who made it? Who made it then? Who made it? I know, I bought it. You bought it?
Oh. It was going so well, man. It was going so well.
Literally, you know, it's like a sheep that runs off the edge of a cliff, isn't it? It's like one of those. Yeah, man.
What's it called? You know when I said everyone put their track titles and the artist names really clearly? Well, you just got... Whoa. It's the first time we've done it, man. No, had that.
We've had this one. It's not this one.
Okay, we're going to run out.
This one? One before it? You sent it later. Not this. Stop.
Sean, stop it. This just kind of...
Okay, stop. Sorry, stop.
Okay, right. We're going to wrap it up because Kwame's run out of dance moves. He's run out of dance moves. So...
Q&A?
We're going to run out of time for that.
QA.
One more? Shall we have one more? Well,
give a Q&A. Give them a Q&A, man. What's up with you, man? Let the people talk, man. What's up with you?
Okay, right. Okay. So, Kwame's going to be, he's still here. We got the open mic, we got networking. He's given you a task to get to all know each other, which is good. So that means you can do all that. So we'll have one more track, the 1 minute rule, and then Fine.
Go on. Who's this? This is your tune. Not bought. Oi.
He ain't going to let me live this down, you know.
Not because I don't think it's good. It's because I'm just, I'm just going to give you the. Who's the vocalist? Who's going to be the vocalist on it? So much is going to be down to it.
Yeah.
What the hook? All of that. Do you know what I mean? Because other than that, it's just a groovy backing track. There's nothing wrong with it, and I think that the sort of blend, the cultural blend going on top. Which country are you from? Persian, of course. Well, I can hear, right? So there's a Middle Eastern something going on. So you're like, all right, cool. Yeah. So from that side, all good, but it does, a lot. Look, Spotify has opened up the market at the moment when it comes to sort of crossing boundaries, yeah? So the whole thing about crossing boundaries and going from music having its own borders almost, hardly having any. We're now at a point where you have a tune. I mean, I gave advice to one guy at another college, and he was like singing in English, and I said to him, "What country are you from?" And he said, "I'm Spanish." I said, "All right, do your tunes in Spanish." And he was like, "Oh, what?" He said, "Yeah." He goes, "I want to be more international." I said, "No, Spanish is half the world.
Spanish isn't national.
Do your stuff in Spanish." And he was like, "All right." He played me some tunes. He said, "Which one?" I said, "This one." Right? Go with this one first. He went with that one. The thing's at 2 million streams now, and he's then gone on and recorded loads of others. He's got probably about 30, 40, 50 million streams now, this guy. Okay? So the whole border thing is a lot less, or something having to, English having to be it is not necessary. So that's what I like about what you're doing, and just to demonstrate it even more, at the moment. So this is an artist that I manage at the moment who's having... Now, someone might go, "Yeah, it's not in English." I go, "I don't care. The thing is streaming 270,000 streams a day at the moment." Do you know what I mean? It's like music. Does it make you feel good? Is it something that you... Great. Okay, cool. Good. That's for you then. Work it. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I like about it. Your backing track has got like something to it. And also, you know what? Within its... even its region and its sphere, as long as you can find the right vocalist for it, you'll be fine.
Amazing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, everyone, Kwame Kwaten. Yeah. Kwame, how can folks here follow you? How can they keep in touch with you?
The easiest is my Insta, which is KWAME and then KWATEN. My Insta is the easiest. What I would say is this. You know this. The people that are the most successful with me, say for instance, are people that if they reach out to me for something, if they're like, could you give me advice on, or could you, the people that are the most successful are the people that understand that my life is busy. So as a result, if you send me like one email, you might not get a response. If you hit me up once on Instagram, you might not get a response. If you keep hitting me up, eventually you'll get a response. So that's really it. Honestly, the people that survive, and he knows this, are the ones that are like, oi, 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 because it's just how it is. I have an inbox that receives 300 emails a day without fail. minimum. Do you know what I mean? So that means that I have to prioritize. Some things I'll leave to the weekend and other things won't get looked at. It's just how it is. You know, especially if I've got artists touring or whatever. Right now I've got artists that are in films and blah, all sorts. So they get first priority, and then further down, right there, is people that are new that need a little bit of, oh, can you point me in the direction of yada yada? Okay? So, yeah.
Cool. Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, man. Thank you so much. Right, open mic time. Legend. Cool. If you're videoing your open mic performances, please make sure you go and speak to the video team or Sean at the back, okay? Otherwise, it won't be recorded. One more time for Kwame.